What's up guys, Thaddeus here, and today we're gonna talk about how I did $20,000 in sales on Shopify dropshipping in 20 days. That's actually a really cool number. I was looking through my stats and I was like, can I do like a 10K for 10 days? Okay. It's 20K for 20 days, all right? Now, let's get this thing started. Set the mood, got the candle in the back, beautiful lighting. All right, so, oh shit, I gotta record my screen. All right, so the question, it's not a question, but how exactly did I manage to do $20,000 in 20 days on Shopify dropshipping, right? And there's not so much like a secret, like a code to it. And excuse me if my voice sounds harsh. Guys, it's 1:50 in the AM right now. I'm fucking tired. All right, so yeah, no, I'm just trying to be transparent with you guys. I'm being real. I am dead. All right, so how do you do $20,000 in 20 days Shopify dropshipping, right? The way I market my sites, like when I start them up, is purely through Instagram, right? At least for the first month, it's all Instagram. And just ask yourself, what is the difference between $100 a day on Shopify and $200? Or what's the difference between making $1,000 in 1 month on Shopify or $20,000 in 20 days for this, and $20,000 in 20 days, or $1,000 in 20 days on Shopify, right? What's the difference? Now, there are going to be a couple differences, right? Or like what do you do to go from $100 a day to $200 a day, or $1,000 in like 2 weeks to $20,000 in 2 weeks, right? Like how do you go? How do you scale? And that goes down to two things, right? One is traffic. Two is the number of orders, okay? Now, relative to your site, how would you go about, increasing the number of orders with traffic, right? And how would you go about increasing the amount of traffic, right? It's through your marketing. So there's a few ways you can handle this, right? So the reason that most Shopify website owners can't scale or like fail with their scaling capabilities is they are either getting no traffic at all, or they're not getting any orders, right? Those are the two main ingredients to making money with Shopify. And there's three things that boil down to it, okay? So one, either your marketing sucks, two, your website sucks, or three, your converting power sucks, which means it's either your marketing or your website that also sucks. So I'm just trying to be real with you guys, right? Like I'm trying to give you guys like straight to the point answers. And there's a few different ways to go about that, right? So one, if you're bringing in traffic, right? Like you're getting a lot of traffic to your site. First of all, you got to make sure that it's actually targeted traffic. You're not just getting like random click from all over the world that have nothing to do with your audience, right? You don't want random traffic, but you want targeted traffic. If you know that your website's already or your audience, your traffic is already coming in targeted, then you look at your website, right? And you look at what apps you're using to help increase conversion rates or upsell or increase order value or stop abandoned checkouts. And again, I have another video that talks about all the apps and widgets I use. Always plug. Now, so how do you scale, right? You either have to get more traffic or you have to get more orders. Now, I'm not saying you go add in a product that, if you're selling like $20 products, you go add in like a $200 product to increase the amount of money you make. That's not the way to go, right? If you're selling $20 products already, right, then what you want to do is you want to sell more of that $20 product. And how do you go about doing that? You gotta get more traffic, or you gotta increase the converting power so the traffic that's already hitting your site is converting into more orders. And so how exactly do you go about that? Now, if we look at the screen here, it's just been sitting here. We have it from June 8th to June 28th, right? 20 days. Gross sales, 20,000. We just passed the 20,000 threshold. I think that's pretty cool. Now, as far as apps goes, I have a whole nother video for that. But as far as website goes, let me just show you guys kind of what it kind of like looked for this one site, right? So I took these photos ourselves, literally on the back deck of Stranger's house, actually. So how do we go from how do we take our traffic and convert them, right? And as I told you previously, I bring most of my traffic in through Instagram, right? And so what is it? Instagram is a very, very visual platform. It's a bunch of squares with pictures, right? And so that's what I wanted to keep with my site, was just, a bunch of squares with pictures. So that's literally what my site was. Again, this site's a little bit different because I sold it off months ago, but I still have access to it, and this is the site. This is my very first site, actually, that started pulling in massive numbers. But again, you're bringing traffic in from Instagram. You don't want them to bounce, right? You don't want them to go to your site and be like, oh, what the fuck is this? I'm out, right? You want them to go there and be familiar with it already. If you're bringing in traffic from Instagram, people are familiar with the squares and the pictures and all that. You keep it the same on your site, so then there's already some sort of like level of familiarity. They stay on your site, and then what you do is you have like a bunch of these different apps, like cross-sell, upsell apps that are just doing doing what I was like saying, upsell and cross sell. Now, but yeah, again, so there's a few certain apps that I always make sure to have. One is right here being used. It's the coupon box, right? This one you basically incentivize customers that are about to bounce with the the exit intent technology. So when they're about to mouse over the exit out button, a coupon box pops up. You give them something. You give them a discount in exchange for them typing in their email or following you on some type of social media. Again, I have a whole course for this. I always plug the course. But basically, the email list allows you to build up the emails allow you to build up your email list, which allows you to send them out daily if you're using the deal of the day method that I talk about to bring in daily traffic and daily visitors. Having them follow you like Facebook or Instagram. Instagram builds your social proof because they bring in most traffic through Instagram. And then Facebook helps us build out our target audiences when we start to scale with Facebook ads after we're using our influencer shoutouts, which is again how we drive traffic to our site. So again, how do we go? I gotta wrap it all the way back around. I have notes on my screen. Because I'm all over the place if I'm not structured. Now, I'm so tired, guys. Now, so again, back to the question. How do we scale from $100 to $200 a day? Say, what are look at your current marketing techniques, right? What are you doing to attract visitors? And what I do personally is Instagram influencer shoutouts, right? So I'll go through, find some influencers on Instagram. I have a whole entire breakdown of how I go do this again in the course. Check it out. It's good, I promise. And so we have a bunch of influencers, find them, we narrow them down, and when we start working with them, right, and you do a set amount of shoutouts with them, okay? And what's your return? Like if you're paying $25 and then now you made say $100 from that $25 shoutout, you're in the green, okay? How do you make $200? Well, try 2 shoutouts. It's that simple. But again, it gets a little more complex when you're working with them long term, and different pages have different results, different pages have slightly different audiences that you have to kind of cater to, and the captions and the shoutouts you use are slightly different. But again, guys, going from $100 a day to $200 a day, there's no secret code or push of a button. I mean, well, it can be the push of a button, right? If literally all it takes is just doubling down on your marketing efforts, right? If you're in the green, then you just have to double what you're doing, and then just examine that, analyze that, and then if it doubles, then you're still in the green and you just doubled, right? So basically, what it can go from is if you're doing $100 a day and you're doing my method, which is just Instagram traffic, bringing traffic from Instagram to your Instagram page to funnel in. The SD card's about to die. Fuck, let me restart this. And we're back. All right, so if you're using my method of driving traffic, right, which is from Instagram to your own Instagram, from an influencer's Instagram account, you're funneling them through to your own company's or your business Instagram account, then to your website. That's the flow, and then the whole theme, everything we use again in the course is structured just to bring in the traffic from Instagram and have them not bounce. And if you're doing that, say you're doing 1 shoutout a day with one type of influencer, right? And you're making $100 a day, $100 a day from that, and you're only paying $20 per shoutout, okay? That's $80 right there in the green. Obviously, there's cost of goods and stuff with the orders and everything like that. But I can assume, because off of my methods and stuff that we're doing, you're making $50-$60 in profit right there, okay? And literally all you have to do is okay, try doubling it. Try doing 2 shoutouts a day with that influencer. See what happens. Maybe you don't double, but surely there would be more if you're stretching it across different time zones. But what you can do is keep doing that 1 shoutout a day with that one influencer. Hit up the other influencers that we have in our list. Again, with my method, we make a huge list of influencers. We narrow them down based on a bunch of these different criterias, and then we have a set small amount that we designate to work with over the process of this month. So if you're running with 1 at a time or 1 a day, then just grab the next one. You already have this one, bunny hopping its way along the week. You put this one in along with it. Now you have 2 along going every single day, right? And the fact that you have 2 different shoutouts on 2 different pages, hitting up 2 different audience groups and sizes, you're bringing in traffic from 2 different sources right there, okay? That in itself could double what you're making every single day. Now just imagine that on a bigger scale. You see all these huge brands, they're all over these Instagram pages. They're on almost they can be found, especially in the men's fashion accessories. That's kind of what I'm in. You can find certain brands on every single Instagram influencer page, and they're running paid Facebook ads, page, all that. And obviously you have to kind of build up to that point. But that is how you build up to that point, right? Is you run with a certain select influencers for a certain time period, and then while this one's running, right? It's kind of, okay, I'm a visual person, right? So it's a cycle, right? So you're starting off with this small circle, right, of one influence, and then you add in this other one, which kind of makes the cycle bigger, okay? And you're spending more money, but then you're generating a higher return on investment, and that's how you slowly start to scale. Obviously, if you want to hit the ground running right away, like I did, we were doing I think over $1,000 a day every single day consecutively from day 1. What you do is basically what I did personally is I contracted a deal with one influencer. I was like, yo, you give me 4 shoutouts a day for this certain time period, and I'll give you 15% of all revenue generated, right? So we didn't have to pay money up front, but he obviously took a big chunk out of our earnings, but we didn't have to pay anything up front. We got guaranteed shoutouts every single day, consecutively, okay? Like, that's all you have to do, guys, is just look at what you're marketing, or like check out what I'm doing for marketing, because it works. I literally just recycle and reprint this method on all my sites, and crazy, because it worked. And so basically, you just double down on what you're doing, okay? So if you're rolling with one influencer, again, because I'm just gonna reiterate this, guys, because it's really dead simple. If you're running with one influencer, okay, per day or something, and you're trying to scale, you're trying to go from $100 a day to $200 a day. Maybe you're not even making money. Maybe you're going from $0 to $100 a day, okay? Well, if you're going from 0, you should switch influencers, because then it's not working. So say you're going from $100 a day and you want to get to $200 a day, or $200 a day to $500 a day. What do? You just add in influencers, okay? You add, like, obviously, you know, if you add in one and you're not seeing a really solid return, then you switch them out for a different one. You don't want to run with one that you're just like, I don't think I'm generating that strong of a return, right? You want to play around, find the ones that are working really well. And again, how I scale my sites is I use Instagram purely, like, just Instagram influencers for 1 month. Then I scale with paid Facebook ad, right? That's the gist of it. And I'm about to burp. So basically, for the first month, we're literally just using influencer shoutouts. We have the Facebook pixel on our website, and then after we get those influencer accounts up and running, then after that first month, because the pixel's been collecting data on, you know, what demographic is purchasing our product, just basically who's interested in the shit that we're selling. And then we start testing around with paid Facebook ads, the retargeting methods, all that kind of stuff after the month. Because I see a lot of people, I've talked to a lot of people too that I try and help, they just jump right into paid Facebook ads with, like, they don't even know who's interested. Like, should they have an idea, like, oh, I'm selling men's accessories, so obviously it's gonna be men interested in fashion. Like, yeah, but you gotta get a lot more specific, okay? So, like, why do the digging yourself when you can just send traffic to your website through influencers and let the Facebook pixel, you know, collect data in the background, and then just use that to build out your audiences, okay? So again, the process is dirt simple, but it's literally Instagram influencers for the first month, scale with Facebook ads while you're continually doing the Instagram influencers, okay? And that's kind of how you guys scale, right? And I mean, that's the exact method I use to scale, to kind of like get the results that I've had success with Shopify dropshipping now. That's how you guys scale. It's a fairly simple thought process behind it. Obviously, it can get pretty complex, but again, I just want to reiterate this, right? Whatever you're doing marketing wise, look at the returns you're getting. If you're in the green, just try to double it and see what kind of return you get, right? If you're using paid ads, you know, like paid Facebook ads, and you're getting a positive return on investment, and you try doubling it, your market or your target audience can get saturated, whatever you're targeting with, which is why I use Instagram influencers, because they're continually trying to grow their page, so they're continually getting new followers daily, while you're continually blasting out ads daily, right? So you always have a somewhat slightly new amount of people looking at your ad. It's not a huge amount by any means, but it just decreases the amount of time it takes for a page to get saturated, right? So I will market with an influencer's page for 2 to 3 months max before branching out, right? Sometimes I'll hold it, sometimes I'll get out quicker because their page dries up a lot faster, or I'll stay in longer because their page is really reacting to my products well. Again, guys, going from, you know, $1,000 in whatever time period to $20,000 in that same time period it's not a matter of anything that's like tweaking a bunch of different stuff. Yeah, you can install these apps and widgets that I use. Again, I have another video for that. I think it's the second video I ever made. But you can use those to help improve cart abandonment or decrease cart abandonment. You want to improve that. Decrease that, or just increase order value with upsells and cross sells. All that stuff helps. Ultimately, it boils down to 2 things. It's traffic and the amount of orders you're getting, okay? The amount of traffic you're getting and the amount of orders you're getting. That's literally what it boils down to, okay? So if you're not getting traffic, your marketing sucks and you gotta go look at it. And if you don't know how to market, you don't know how to get, you know, people to your site. Again, guys, I have a course. I gotta plug it. It's a good course. It's good. It helps. It's actually really useful. Now, if you don't know how to get people to your site, you don't know how to market, right? Again, I go through Instagram. That's literally what I do for the first month, and then for every month after that, right? But for the first month, it's only Instagram. That's how I get my traffic. That's how I get my exposure to my website and start bringing in people. Okay, so that's what I do. And then if your traffic is doing good, right, but you're not converting, then you have to look at your site. And again, guys, what I teach with my course, right, is to have continuity. Okay, people are going from Instagram, which is a very visual platform. You don't want to send them to a site that like completely changes the whole aesthetic or just the whole look and feel of what they just came from, or else like you're gonna increase your bounce rate, or you're gonna like increase this or just like decrease the chance of them buying something because they're not gonna be as, I guess you could say, like as like knowledgeable or as familiar with the website as you'd want them to be, right? So what I teach and preach is like when you send them to your site, they're already gonna be like keen to whatever they're looking at and be like, okay, these are the same visual boxes, just like the flow is there, and it just increases the ease into your own website and like integrates the user quicker, okay? And like less confusion, less all of that. So again, we're bringing people from Instagram to our site, which has the same sort of aesthetic and same feel of Instagram with like as far as like the visual, like pictures and all that kind of stuff. And then from there we convert them with like, you know, descriptions, pictures, all that good stuff. And that's really the gist of it, guys. So again, scaling up, you just gotta look at what you're doing marketing wise or like converting wise to actually increase the amount of orders and the amount of traffic hitting your site. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's the gist of it. I don't really know how long I've been talking, but I didn't really even use the laptop as much as I thought I would. But that's again because I'm just, you know, dumping my brain out for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment, like, and subscribe. Literally, I'm here for you guys, like to help answer any and all questions you got. So leave them in the video below. Again, guys, check out that course if you have any like sort of questions or you want like a handhold through the entire process that I use to generate these like crazy results. And I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers, peace.